Welcome back to Grammar Grade 10. This is Unit 4, Lesson 32, and it is the last lesson of the unit. Last time, we looked at the sentence fragment, a piece of a sentence pretending to be a whole one. Today, we swing all the way to the opposite problem, the run-on sentence, where two complete thoughts get jammed together with nothing to keep them apart. Let's untangle it. So, what exactly is a run-on? A run-on sentence is two or more main clauses run together, as though they were one sentence. Remember what a main clause is: a subject and a verb that can stand on its own as a complete sentence. Put two of those side by side, without a proper break, and you have a run-on. And here is why it matters. The reader cannot tell where one thought ends and the next one begins. The words pile up, and the meaning gets muddy. There are two common shapes this mistake takes, and we're going to meet them both. The first shape is called a fused sentence, and it is exactly what it sounds like. Two main clauses fused together, with no punctuation at all between them. Look at this. The rain stopped. We went outside. Read it out loud, and you can hear your voice stumble. The rain stopped is a complete sentence, all by itself. And between them, there is nothing. No period, no comma, no semicolon, no conjunction. Nothing at all. The fix here is easy enough. Give the reader a full stop. The rain stopped. We went outside. Two clean sentences, and the confusion disappears. So whenever you see two subjects and two verbs with no punctuation holding them apart, you are looking at a fused sentence. Now, the second shape, and this one is the single most common run-on in student writing. It is called the comma splice. A comma splice happens when two main clauses are joined by only a comma. Watch. The rain stopped. We went outside. That comma looks helpful, does it not? It feels like it is doing the job. But it is not. A comma is a pause, not a stop. It is far too weak to hold two complete sentences together. A comma can never do a period's job. So even though there is punctuation in there, this is still a run-on. It needs something stronger. A period, a semicolon, or a comma plus a joining word. Hold on to that phrase. A comma all by itself is never enough. Alright, so you have spotted a run-on. How do you fix it? You actually have 5 doors to choose from, and every one of them is correct. Take our run-on. The rain stopped. We went outside. Fix 1. Make 2 separate sentences with a period. The rain stopped. We went outside. Fix 2. Add a comma plus a coordinating conjunction, and, but, or, so. The rain stopped, so we went outside. Fix 3. Use a semicolon. The rain stopped. We went outside. That semicolon is strong enough to join two main clauses on its own. That is Lesson 25 territory, the compound sentence. Fix 4. Use a semicolon, then a conjunctive adverb, then a comma. That is the therefore, however, moreover family from Lesson 12. The rain stopped. Therefore, we went outside. And fix 5. Turn one clause into a subordinate clause. When the rain stopped, we went outside. 5 doors, and the one you pick should be the one that best fits your meaning. Let's work one all the way through, slowly. Here is the sentence. The museum closed early. The group missed the exhibit. Step 1. Find the subjects and verbs. The museum closed early. Museum is a subject, closed is a verb, and that whole piece could stand alone as a sentence. So that is main clause 1. Now keep going. The group missed the exhibit. Group is a subject, missed is a verb. Main clause 2, also perfectly able to stand alone. 2 main clauses. Now step 2, what joins them? Look hard. Nothing joins them. No punctuation, no conjunction, nothing at all. So this is a fused run-on. Let's repair it with a semicolon. The museum closed early. The group missed the exhibit. Now each thought has its own space, and the reader knows exactly where the first one ends. Before we practice, let's set the last 2 lessons side by side, because they are mirror images of each other. In Lesson 31, we studied the fragment, "Because the rain stopped." That one is too little. It is a subordinate clause with no main clause to lean on, so it cannot stand alone. Today's problem is exactly the opposite. The run-on. The rain stopped, we went outside. That one is too much. 2 complete clauses crammed into a single sentence with no proper join between them. A fragment is missing a clause. A run-on is missing a join. Different diseases and different cures. Let's turn all of that into a check you can run on any sentence you write. Step 1. Find every subject and verb pair in the sentence. Step 2. Ask whether you have 2 main clauses sitting in one sentence, 2 pieces that could each stand alone. Step 3. Look at what joins them. Is there nothing at all between them, or is there just a lonely comma? If either of those is true, you have got a run-on, and now you have 5 fixes to choose from: a period, a comma with a conjunction, a semicolon with a conjunctive adverb, or a subordinate clause. All right, let's practice. First set. I will give you a sentence and you decide, is it a run-on or is it correct as written? Watch the punctuation between the clauses very carefully. Pause the video and choose before I reveal each answer. The concert ended, we walked to the car. Look right at the middle. The concert ended is a main clause. We walked to the car is a main clause. And what sits between them? Only a comma. That is a comma splice, so this one is a run-on. The concert ended, so we walked to the car. Same 2 clauses, but now look closely. After the comma, there is the little word so, a coordinating conjunction. A comma plus a conjunction is a legal join, so this sentence is correct. The lights dimmed, the crowd went quiet. The lights dimmed, subject and verb. The crowd went quiet, subject and verb. And between them, there is absolutely no punctuation. That is a fused sentence, which means the answer is run-on. Second set. Now you do the repairing. I will show you a run-on and 2 possible rewrites. Only one of them is a real fix. Pause. Pick the rewrite that truly repairs the sentence, and then I will explain. The oven beeped, the bread was ready. The first choice swaps in a comma, but a lone comma just trades a fused sentence for a comma splice, and that is still a run-on. The second choice uses a semicolon, which is strong enough to join 2 main clauses on its own. So the semicolon version is the correct fix. The trail was icy, we turned back. The second choice hands us a comma splice all over again, so it is out. The first choice uses a semicolon, then the conjunctive adverb therefore, then a comma. That is fix number 4, and it even adds the sense of cause. So the correct answer is the first one. The bus was late, I missed the meeting. The second choice is a comma splice, 2 main clauses, 1 weak comma. The first choice does something clever. It puts the word because in front of the first clause, turning it into a subordinate clause. Now only one main clause is left standing, so there is no run-on at all. The first choice is our fix. Let's pull it all together. A run-on sentence is two or more main clauses run together as if they were one. It shows up in two shapes: the fused sentence, with no punctuation between the clauses at all, and the comma splice, where a single, lonely comma is trying to do a period's work. And you have 5 ways to fix either one: a period, a comma with a coordinating conjunction, a semicolon with a conjunctive adverb and a comma, or turning one clause into a subordinate clause. And with that, Unit 4 is complete. You now know clauses, sentence types, fragments, and run-ons. And together, those give you real control over the shape of every sentence you write. Next unit, we turn to verbs, their tenses, and their voice. And you will see how a verb pins a sentence in time. Great work today. I will see you there.